The natural areas at COD are 40 acres on 3 preserves of prairie, woodland, and other habitats. They were started in 1974 by Professor of Biology at the time, Russell Kirt. The main preserve is what's called now the Russell R. Kirt Prairie, named after the founder, Russell Kirt. This is a 15-acre preserve just south of the Health and Science Center, bordered by College Avenue and Lambert Boulevard. The other preserve is the Ecological Study Area, which is in the northeast corner of campus. It's approximately 12 acres. This is where the woodland area is, so the fully shaded habitat's located over here. And it's across from St. James Church and Willowbrook Wildlife Preserve, bordered by Park Avenue and Falwell Boulevard. And then there's a third preserve, the BJ Hoddinott Wildlife Sanctuary, which is less accessible to the public, located at the southwest corner of campus. And this was donated to the college by a guy, Bert Hoddinott, who wanted it conserved for nature, and we're working to make it more accessible. I think the students and the community have a lot to gain from having these resources on campus. A lot of classes overlap with lessons about prairie and the native Illinois habitat, so it just makes sense that we can have tours, we can talk about habitats, ecosystems, larger ecological issues.
Students love it. It's always fun to go outside on a field trip day. When we take our students outside and they actually get to see and manipulate the living things that we're learning about, it makes it easier to remember their names, easy to remember what their ecological roles are and what they do out there. So I would say being fortunate enough to have the prairie preserves that we have here, huge factor in our student success.
It extends though, as COD Natural Areas is a service learning site. I've had classes from English department, art department, computer departments that come out, they're able to get exposed, they're able to volunteer their time in order to get their service learning hours. And I've had a lot of students that keep coming back afterward because they enjoy the work.
The environmental biology class was the one that introduced me to the prairie, and then I just stuck with it. I actually had most of my hours by the time we could go outside, but I wanted to stick with it. I got to see the results of all the seed we processed. It was like 5-gallon buckets of seed, and we would just spread it throughout the prairie, and it was a lot of fun. And I wanted to see it come to full circle. When you're a biology student, you're taught that every life you observe is kind of your lab, and what you observe is your responsibility to ask questions and experiment with. So to have an actual proper lab of an ecological area like a prairie is great for students.
We have not only students but community members that come every week. We have regular events scheduled such as bird watching tours, native bee tours. So we're constantly trying to add options for students and community members to utilize the areas in a way that's educational for them and a true cultural experience.
I enjoy working here at the COD Prairie just because I enjoy working with plants. Getting to know the plants, getting to see where they grow, the wildlife that's around there. It's a very peaceful setting. There's always something new out there that really I find very interesting.
I see all the natural areas being utilized year-round. In the winter, people find enjoyment from being out in the snow, and you'll see foot tracks on the snow all winter. And in the summer, I'm always running into not only students in the natural areas, but also community members. And that goes for the spring and fall as well. And I hope to keep expanding the amount of people that are exposed to these natural areas, because there is this wonderful resource of trails in their backyard where they can get to experience nature, and I want to help facilitate that.